Hey everyone, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and today we'll be embracing the power of darkness.
Dark metamorphosis!
That's right, today I have something spicy prepared for you. So today we'll be focusing on one particular Auto-Duel deck that I'm using in this game, which is quite good and quite consistent. So I have a Dark Zane today, because today, dark is all that matters in this particular video. So let's check out his deck here. So yeah, as you can see, I'm showing you right now my
Dark metamorphosis!
deck here. So this is the deck that I'm using to duel with standard duelists which are in Duel World. I'm basically using this Auto-Duel feature, and yeah, for the most part this deck deals with all standard duelists pretty well. But word of caution though, like each and every deck, it's not strong against everything. There are some matchups which are bad, and sometimes it all depends on the luck of the draw. Sometimes you just draw badly, and opponent just draws godlike hand, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, but okay, yeah, monster-wise, as you can see, we are using level 4 beat sticks for the most part, which have pretty nice effects. And also what's interesting here is that they are all dark, as you can see. So that's pretty important, because the dark monsters I noticed in this game have very nice effects. So we are using level 4 monsters so that AI can summon them much more easily, because AI is not too clever in this game. It just attacks mindlessly, and that's pretty much it. So that's what we are focusing on today, actually, to help the AI to battle these standard duelists. So we're using 3 copies of Twin Battle Dragon. Don't underestimate the attack of this guy. Yes, attack is quite small, but his effect is pretty good, because when you summon him, you toss a coin twice, and yeah, if the result is 2 heads, then you can destroy 1 card that your opponent controls. So next we have 2 copies of Dark Valkyria, also a nice dark monster. It's a Gemini monster, so for example, if you only summon her and the next turn you have nothing to summon, you can use her effect here. You can place 1 counter on it, and when you do that, this card gains 300 attack. Also, you can remove that counter to destroy 1 monster in the field. So yeah, this card is quite nice. So we have 2 copies of Gen X LE Power Cell here. By itself, this card is not too good, but it really well synergizes with all our other dark monsters. As you can see, his effect states that the other face-up monsters you control with the same attribute as this card gain 500 attack. So basically all other monsters which are on the field, besides Gen X LE Power Cell, gain 500 attack. And here's a fun fact that if you have, for example, 2 Gen X LI Power Cells on the field, then both benefit from each other. So next we have 3 copies of Ape Fighter. Ape Fighter is really good because, like I mentioned before, AI just mindlessly attacks for the most part in this game. So Ape Fighter is just meant for that. He's just meant for attacking, because yeah, it gains 300 attack well, whenever he destroys a monster in battle. So that's it for monsters. As you can see, yeah, for the most part they are just beat sticks that benefit from their effects. And yeah, so next we have Shrink, which is kind of like mini mirror wall. There is a similar card which has almost the same effect, which I was using before, which is called I think it was Gravity Lash. Yeah, Gravity Lash. But here's the problem with Gravity Lash, that it's not working too well against Steel Swarm decks. There are some Steel Swarm decks here in this Duel World. So yeah, you're better off using Shrink. Because here's the thing about Steel Swarm monsters. Steel Swarm monsters have 0 defense, so you won't get the benefit from Gravity Lash. So that's why Shrink is here. So next we have Mystic Plasma Zone. Also this is something to raise our attack power even more for all our other monsters here. Next we have Enemy Controller, which by many people is considered to be one of the best, if not the best, spell card in the game. That's why, yeah, it was limited to 2 in this game. So it has 2 effects. You can either switch the opponent's monster to defense mode, or you contribute one of your own monsters, then take control of the other monster, which is opponent's monster, and go for game with that monster. So it's kind of like Windstorm of Attackwa, small one, mini version, bundled together with some other nice effect. So next we have 3 copies of Power of the Guardians. It was released recently. In my opinion, this is the most broken equip spell card in the game so far. So basically when you use it, yes, it ups your attack power when you attack with a monster who is equipped with this Power of the Guardians. But here's the thing, if I remember correctly, this Power of the Guardians card also works during your opponent's turn. So for example, if opponent's monster attacks your monster who is equipped with Power of the Guardians, a Power of the Guardians still will place a counter on your monster, and it will still be, not destroyed in battle. So, and it will up his attack and defense. So, next we have trap cards. Mirror Wall. This is a well-known staple. Works almost like Shrink. So it's really good. Also we have a Wall of Disruption, which is similar to Mirror Wall, only here it decreases attack position monsters that your opponent controls by 800 attack for each monster that they control. And like I mentioned before, AI likes to place monsters in attack mode, not only your AI but also opponent's AI. So yeah, that's why Wall of Disruption is really good. So, and of course, as the last card we have Windstorm of Attackwa, also really nice defensive card, which can switch all face-up monsters your opponent controls to defense mode. So it's kind of good if AI uses it in both situations, when you are, for example, going for the game, or if you are being defensive with it. It's good in both situations, simply because in this game, at least for now, monsters don't have too high defense power, so that's why Windstorm of Attackwa is really good. So, and also it's really good for stalling. So if, for example, you don't have any monsters in your hand, for example, or on the field, so sometimes that can happen. So, but yeah, let's embrace the power of darkness. So let's test this deck out on standard duelists. As you can see, I have all of them spawned. So we'll be taking 3 duelists at a time, because we have this feature here in this game where you can do that to make this whole process much more faster. And first, before I'm taking these duelists on, let's check out what decks they have. David, what do you have? Naturia United. So Naturia United is actually a pretty nice matchup, so we can go for this duelist. No problem with our deck. What Nick has? Steelswarm Sulkers. Yeah, this is the deck that I was talking about earlier, but because we have Shrink, this deck is no problem for us now. So, but it is a problem if you have Gravity Lash in your deck. So, Mickey, what do you have? Deities of Conflict. Also a favorable matchup, so not too much problems there. Bella. Vampire Banquet. So this is kinda tricky one, simply because vampire monsters, they love to summon themselves all the freaking time from the graveyard and whatnot. So this one is kinda like tricky. If you have a more favorable matchup, I advise to go for that one and leave this one alone. So, what else? Kylie. Ultra Stadium. So I don't advise you to go for Ultra Stadium, simply because this is kinda like a OTK deck, so you can lose quite easily on this one. So this deck is not really good against OTK decks, which I currently have. this Power of Darkness deck. But against all other decks, it's quite nice. So, okay, what else? What else? Meg. Kokimeru Chimera. So this deck is also like OTK deck, but I noticed that this particular deck that I'm using currently actually fares pretty well against this deck. So this is yeah, quite favorable matchup here. So Jay, show me what you got. Hand Thief. Yeah, I don't advise you to go after this one as well, because a Hand Thief deck uses one particular trap card. I think it was called Rising Energy, which ups their monster by 1500 points or something like that. So yeah, this one is kind of tricky one. I don't advise you to go after that. Logan. Again, Vampire Banquet. Oh, and also one thing that I forgot to mention. As you can see, all of these duelists, they have their maximum level available in this game. So yeah, simply because I have all my stage missions completed. So, but I am pretty sure that this deck that I'm currently using is good on some lower levels as well. Okay, Bright as a Gem Knight. This is also an OTK deck, so I don't advise you to go after this one as well. So OTK decks are kind of tricky. They either have the perfect hand, either they brick, so you can never predict them. So that's why I don't advise you to go after something that's not too predictable. I advise you to go after consistency. So We Are the Berryman. So We Are the Berryman is also not very favorable matchup, because it's a semi-OTK deck. So it's quite tricky. So we'll be leaving that alone. So let's see, let's focus on something that we can handle here. Let's see, Naturia United, I saw there was one guy with that. I think it was Nick. No, you have Steel Swarm Stalkers. Okay, so we can... yeah, we can go after this one, why not? So let's see how you can prevail against my power of dark. Hopefully you cannot, but you will never know what can happen in this game. Sometimes you draw nicely, sometimes you draw poorly. Okay, so our current hand is a godlike hand. We have two broken equip spells in our hand, so yeah, everything seems to be good here. So yeah, and he pretty much scoops. He has nothing to do. So we basically auto-win. Yep. Also, one nice thing about Power of the Guardians is that you can quite frequently get the dual assessment bonus with it, simply because it ups the attack power of monsters so high that sometimes you can get this over 3k damage bonus, or even over 5000 damage bonus. So yeah, it's really nice, not only for getting all this experience and whatnot, but also for getting rewards here. So you can duel these standard duelists manually, of course, but there's a reason why Konami introduced this auto-duel feature in the first place, because players who play this game for a long time, they realize that these standard duelists are here just for experience grinding, and that's pretty much it. The main meat, the main focus in this game is actually on PvP, so it doesn't matter that I have Stardust Dragon mat and sleeves, I still have the power of dark in my heart today. So, well, not only today, but for the most part, because I'm mainly just using only this deck for auto-duels. So far, this is the best deck that I used, auto-duel wise. So yeah, we are up against Naturia United, which is quite an interesting deck, because it focuses on milling the deck and getting this equipped spell card in his hand for whatever reason, which is not doing too much, and that's it. So it's kind of a pretty odd deck. So yeah, as you can see, this deck fares pretty well. But sometimes, like I mentioned before, there can be some scoops, but it happens very rarely. If you have some scoops, then it just means that you are either up against an opponent who drew better cards than you, so, or if you are up against an unfavorable matchup. So, okay, yeah, deities of conflict, we can deal with this one as well. So I see that there is one legendary duelist here which has spawned. We can take him on as well, we can try. So, with this deck. Come on, Mickey, you do not stand a chance against my power. Yeah, again, pretty nice hand, and there's nothing he can do about it, so... Yeah, I tried many different versions of this particular deck, but I noticed that my current build works wonders here, especially with Power of Guardians. So I tried to do similar deck with only other attribute monsters, but for whatever reason, dark monsters are just super OP in this game. They have some really nice effects with them, so, and they are just meant for auto-dueling, like seriously. So. And yep, he's out of cards, he's out of everything, so he do not stand a chance against my power of darkness. You see how much attack power my Dark Valkyria had? It's insane. And it can go even higher. So... Okay, and I think we have, yeah, only that legendary duelist left, and also one regular duelist here. So... I know that Yami Yugi has appeared in Duel World, but I don't care today because I have the power of darkness today. Not Yami Yugi. Okay? And I also don't care that there's bright daylight here in this Duel World as well. Yeah, let's try out to go after Aster here. So let's see which level he is, because levels of these random legendary duelists that spawn, they're kinda randomized. Level 10, okay, so we'll definitely have no problems with him. Yeah. I think he has level 30 deck, which is quite difficult to deal with. Or he can just basically deck you out. And level 40 is also quite tricky to deal with. So... So you may wonder why I have so many hours spent on this game, like 2000 hours almost already. Well, keep in mind that I played this game from the inception, when it was released, so that's why I already have so many hours spent on this game. That's why I have already so many cards and whatnot. So, yeah. And the reason why I'm using Zane, well, just to be thematic today, and also because I want to level him up, so. And by the way, one more thing, speaking about our current deck that we are using here, maybe you have noticed when I was showing you the deck that it doesn't have a skill, so you can use this deck on whichever character you want actually. It won't matter, because this deck is skillless, so. Okay, and the final dude, Logan. Okay, Vampire Banquet, so let's see how this deck fares against this matchup. This matchup can be quite tricky, I mentioned that already before. So let's see, we'll be going, yeah. Also after
the power of darkness.
But this
Power of darkness.
won't prevail against my
Power of darkness.
I hope. So let's see what we can do. Come on, AI, be clever. Please. Yeah, Twin Barrel Dragon effect is not activating all the time. properly like I wanted it to activate, but sometimes it does, and when it does, then it's pretty much game for the opponent. So you see how this vampire deck is oriented almost only on summoning monsters, pretty much. So, but yeah, as you can see, there's nothing he can do about our deck, simply because we have more darkness in our system, and he does not. Come on, destroy the monster, destroy the monster! Yes! Got him! But yeah, because of Vampire Crimson's effect, I think, he was not destroyed. So... But yeah, we got him, so... So he has been
Dark metamorphosized.
And here we go. So yeah, that's how this deck works in a nutshell. So hopefully this video was helpful to someone who is struggling with these Auto-Duel decks, who is struggling with dealing with these standard duelists fast. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Cheers!